number 9 is one of those, I said, doesn't always apply to the rules that I've written because of the signs. But give it a try, see what you get. Remember, you can always check them by foiling them out. Okay, I'm going to work these with you. Let's see how you do. The first one, can you think of two numbers that multiply 18 but can give you 11? 9 and 2. 9 times 2 is 18. But if we take the 9 and the 2, we have to add them to get 11. What's the sign on the 11?
Positive.
So both of these have to be positive. So that would be your first one. Ooh, number 8. Two numbers that multiply to 48 but can give you 14.
6 and 8.
8 and 6 or 6 and 8, doesn't matter which way you write it. 6 and 8. Now 6 and 8, we have to add them to get 14. What's the sign on 14?
Negative.
So both of these need to be negative, so you can add them. You can only add them if they're the same sign. The number 9. Did anyone use 12 and 2?
No.
Did anyone use 6 and 4?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know which one it is. Let's see here. I'm going to use 12 and 2 first. So just watch for a second. If you use 12 and 2, how do you have to combine these to get 10? Subtract. So the bigger number needs the negative. So would you, those of you who use 12 and 2, would you do this?
Yes.
Okay. But if you were to check it, this is one of those little coincidence in the little formulas I gave you. If you were to check it, do you agree that negative 12 plus 2 is negative 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you check the other part of foiling, negative 12 times 2 is what? Negative 24. I wanted positive 24, so it really doesn't work. There are two sets of numbers that look like they work, but if you were to go and FOIL the whole thing out, it's not going to give you that right sign. It's going to give you negative 12 times 2 is a negative 24. I need a positive 24. So this is not correct. So if I do the 6 and the 4, 6 and 4 also can give you 10. Now here, do I have to add or subtract them? Add them. So they have to be the same sign. And if I really needed to check, negative 6 times negative 4, what would the two negatives make?
Positive.
The positive 24. So just be careful. This one, and there's one other that, those are the only two that I've seen are very kind of tricky with the numbers like that. The other one that's a little tricky is this one. See if you can try that one. Because there are two sets of numbers that work. You've just got to figure out with the signs which one it is.
guess, Angie, for these kind of problems, we'd have to FOIL it out to see which would work, right?
Well, or just do like I did. I just said -6 times -4
Right.
is
Okay.
positive 24.
But I
You
haven't
don't have to
got
sit
through
there
all
and
the
FOIL the whole thing.
Which
So, huh?
which of the 7 numbers I'm trying to think?
Well, what numbers multiply to 6?
6 times 1?
6 times 1, that could give you 5.
2 times 2.
Or 3 times
2.
2. I'm going to go with 3 and 2 first. Now, with the 3 and the 2, how do you combine them to get the 5?
Negative.
Negative.
That you got to add them, so they both need to be negatives to give you -5. And then if you check it, a -3 and a -2 would make the +6. So that is correct. So those are the only two that I found that there are two. There might be others. Those are just the only two I always run into, where people always want to say this guy instead of this one because they find their numbers, they're all excited, but then they don't make sure their signs actually work everywhere. So just keep that.
So
in mind.
6-1 won't work, right?
Because you would have had x minus 6, x plus 1, but if you FOIL it, you won't get a +6, you get a -6. So you've got to be careful with it. All right, let's try this one.
That's how you do it.
X squared plus 7x plus 5. So what two numbers multiply to 5? What's the only choice?
1 and
1 and
5.
5.
1 and 5. Can 1 and 5 give you 7?
No.
No.
Well, that's probably so.
Yeah. If you can't find your mystery numbers, then we call it prime, meaning it can't be done. But you will use the word prime. That just means can't be factored. So you will run across those.
Why?
Because
Does somebody on that roll doesn't work?
5-1 homework has a prime.
Yeah.
5-1.
Yeah, number 39.
39.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
39 is prime.
This is why.
In 5-1?
No.
5-1, number 39.
Oh, just breaking it down, then you just say can't do anything, or just say it's a prime number.
Where is that number
Yeah.
39 you said?
But this is a prime answer when it comes to factoring. That wasn't even factoring, that's just breaking numbers down.
That means it's just 1. Right. Oh, okay.
So there can be ones where it's prime. Can't really go much into detail because in intermediate you learn how to manipulate things. But right now, all we say is prime. Can't really do much with it. So that can happen.